Most people think their life is being held back by bad luck, bad timing, or lack of information. It isn't. It's being held back by identity, by the same mind, the same habits, the same reactions that created the chaos in the first place. And, if nothing changes internally, 2026 will simply become another year of the same results. That is the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. They try to improve their life without becoming a different person, but the old self cannot build a new future. The man who keeps thinking, choosing, and living the same way will keep arriving at the same life. So this guide is not about motivation. It is about becoming, because there is a difference between surviving your life and taking ownership of it. And that begins with one Stoic rule that changes everything. The Stoics built their entire philosophy on one rule: control what is yours, release what is not. You cannot command the world, other people, or the past. You can only govern your response, your character, and your choices. Marcus Aurelius understood this. Epictetus taught it plainly. And yet most people still live as if reacting is the same as leading. It is not. Reaction is noise. Control is silence. Emotion without discipline becomes instability. Emotion under command becomes power. This is where recreation begins, when a man stops negotiating with weakness and starts governing himself. If you keep reacting to life, you will never design it. You will only be moved by it, and once that truth lands, the next step is harder. You have to let the old version of yourself die, because becoming new always requires releasing what kept you trapped. Recreation does not begin with adding more goals. It begins with subtraction. You have to let the old version of yourself die, the version built on procrastination, approval-seeking, overthinking, and emotional dependence. Not dramatically, not with speeches, quietly, because most people stay loyal to familiar pain. They cling to the comfort of their old habits, even while those habits keep them weak, and that is the trap. Performance feels safer than authenticity, because performance lets you stay accepted without becoming accountable. Comfort feels safer than growth, because growth demands loss before reward. But there is a hidden cost to clinging to the old self. Every day you refuse to release it, you delay the life you claim to want. You do not become new by decorating the old identity. You become new by burying it. And once the old identity is gone, the next question becomes, what will replace it? Your identity is not shaped by intention alone. It is shaped by repetition, by what you watch, what you listen to, who you spend time with, what you tolerate, how you begin your mornings. This is why so many people stay the same while claiming they want change. Their environment keeps reinforcing the old self. Chaos trains chaos. Order trains order. If you want to recreate yourself in 2026, start by redesigning the inputs that are shaping your mind every day. Remove what makes you lazy, reactive, distracted, or weak. Add what makes you focused, grounded, and clear. Most people underestimate this, but your environment is already programming your future, whether you notice it or not. The first real step is not trying harder. It is building a life that supports the man you are becoming, and once the environment changes, discipline becomes the force that locks the new identity in place. Discipline is where identity becomes real, not in theory, in action. The Stoics knew this. You do not become strong by thinking about strength. You become strong by doing what is difficult on purpose. Waking up when you said you would. Finishing what you started. Sitting with discomfort instead of escaping it. Choosing principle over impulse. This is the training ground of self-respect. Every promise you keep to yourself builds inner command. Every promise you break teaches your mind that your word is negotiable. And once your word becomes weak, your identity follows. Weak will react to how it feels. Strong will act according to what is right. That is why self-recreation is never built in a moment of inspiration. It is built through repeated acts of controlled effort until discipline becomes part of who you are. And when discipline becomes your nature, the final shift is how you carry yourself in the world. The recreated version of you does not move through life the same way. He is no longer ruled by pressure, temptation, or the need to be understood. He knows how to say no without guilt. He knows that every yes has a cost. He no longer trades self-respect for approval because he has learned that external validation is a poor substitute for inner peace. This is where quiet confidence is born, not from ego, from self-command. The strongest version of you is often the calmest because he does not need noise to prove his value. He does not perform strength, he embodies it. That is what becoming stoic really means. Not coldness, precision, not detachment from life, but discipline over how you meet it. And once that standard is set, the final step is living as if that new identity is already real. This is what changes when you finally recreate yourself. You stop trying to fix a broken personality and start building a life from principle. You are no longer waiting to feel ready. You are no longer drifting with your moods. You are no longer asking life to give you direction. Weak men wait for motivation. Strong men live by code. That is the difference. And once you live by code, 2026 becomes something new. Not just another year, but the year you stopped being shaped by your past and started shaping your future. The calm you want, the discipline you want, the respect you want. It all begins here. If this spoke to you, reflect on the identity you need to leave behind. Commit to the new one and continue into the next lesson on self-mastery.